Hello everyone, I've recently uploaded a video on how to make this 2-loop wire wrap bracelet using a 16 gauge wire. So this technique can be used using also a smaller gauge wire like an 18 gauge. In this video I'd like to show you the same technique but using a 21 gauge brass wire and also having a disc in the center with a freshwater pearl accent. A thicker gauge wire is perfect for this sort of technique because the bracelet or the design will hold itself. If you have a thinner gauge wire, the design won't be able to hold itself because the tendency would be to pull out. So this one, even though it has a 21 gauge wire, it is actually very strong and sturdy. So today I'd like to show you how I made this bracelet using a 21 gauge wire, and so let's begin. So these are the materials we need. This is a 6mm filigree brass gold plated bead, and this one is a 22mm disc and it's got holes on both sides. So with this one, it came from one of the earrings I've got. So I bought this actually for salvaging parts because they work out much cheaper. So we're using the 22mm. And I have a 21 gauge brass wire. And these are two pieces here. So I've already cut them. And this is 28 inches long. What I've done is I've got 28 pieces on each side here of the filigree bead. So to start off, measure about 3 inches. So this side will be used for the hook. I'm gonna thread the first lot of the filigree bead. So I've now finished threading my beads through, so I'm just gonna secure the other end so the beads doesn't pop out. So to begin, we're gonna take one bead and then we're gonna wrap around. So I'm just gonna bend it first there. So we have to be careful because this filigree bead is quite soft. You don't want to push in too much. Pull it across. So just get it to that point where it meets up on the other one. Then I'm gonna take another bead and go the opposite way. Okay, I'm gonna let it come back to the center here. So therefore we're making the figure 8 like that, and that's the back. And then so now I'm going to put another bead and I'm going to take the wire to the top and I'm going around the bead again. So bending it first and then guiding it, going around the bead like that, and then I'll put another bead in the bottom. And again, going underneath and just bending it first and then going around. And tucking it in between and just maintaining that they fall in line there. So that would look nice and neat at the back. So now I've finished putting my beads through or wrapping my beads. And so now I'm just going to measure this. So I've got 3 1/4 inch, which is perfect. So I'm roughly trying to work into the size of 6.5 or 7. So I'm just straightening out the tip now. So that's what it looks like on the side. Now I'm going to attach this one to the disc. Just make a little loop on the end here and then we'll insert that. Just gonna wrap it up so a couple of times. So just to cure it. Okay, I won't cut it, I'll just leave that one there for now. And I'm gonna work on the other side, and on the other side I'm gonna get the wire. So we're just gonna make a little loop so we can hook that up to the other side later on. So I'm just gonna bend that. So I'm medium size, we'll go medium size. I don't want it to go too big. So okay, and then I'm just gonna feed my bead through and come back to you once I finish doing this as well on this side. So now I've finished the other side. I'm just gonna hook this up or join the two up together, the two sides. Just make a little loop on the end and then hook it up. And I'm gonna grab the loop in there and wrap this one up. Okay, so a couple of times of wrap. There you go. So we still get a long tail here because that side is only the loop or the hook for our bracelet. So okay, so I can leave it like that, or since it's pretty plain in the middle, I'm gonna put a little freshwater pearl. So this one's got a flat side on one side, so we're gonna see how much we've got. So we got plenty of wires left. So before I put the bead through or the pearl, I'm gonna make a little curl here, just to, or spiral like that. And now I'm gonna get the flat nose pliers and just set this so it makes it harder. There you go. If you press it, the little spiral we made. So now I'm just gonna form a curve like so, so that way when it comes back to the other side, you'll have a nice little curl in the center, and then I'll put the bead through or the freshwater pearls. And so now that sits there like that. And so now this one, we've got the other tail that we left before. We might as well cut that now. And then we'll tuck it in. And so this one now, just make a little adjustment, and I'm gonna turn it the other way and make a loop. Going around. So it'll sit there and cover that like so. And I'll just flatten it just to set it, to harden it. And this one now, the tail, we're gonna, so I'm gonna insert it actually to the loop there, and then that way it'll be much better secure. So I'm just looping it up at the back here, so just secure it anywhere. And then tuck it in. So now we'll leave it there. And then this one, if I pull that, see how it's springy, so that can easily pull out. So what I'm going to do now is secure the whole lot with a 28 gauge, and we'll take a length. So I got a bit over a meter here. We are going to put this one, so we'll feed it through the hole of our disc. So on the side there, we'll put one through there, and then the other side we'll put it through roughly halfway. So we'll have half a meter on one side and half a meter on the other side. So okay, I've got the center now, so they're roughly even. And then what we're going to do now, we're going to do some threading. So first up, I'm just going to secure this. So I'm mainly going to under, because I want to secure the whole lot of this side of my bracelet. So I've looped up once, and I'm going to go underneath here. So those two joints there, so what I'm trying to do is secure that, so that part there, that part, and then that one got pulled out. And so we're mainly wrapping the two joints together where they met or crossed to reinforce this, to make it stronger, because we're using smaller gauge wire or a thinner wire. So if you use a thicker wire, you won't have this problem. Like this ones are quite, you know, I mean, you can still pull it straight. So unless you intentionally want to pull it apart, then it will stay and sit put like that. But with this one, they're so soft that they can easily just pull out. So we are securing them because it's still nice. And the problem is sometimes you've got a lot of beads with small holes, and they're the pretty ones, and you can't use them because the holes are too small and the wires or the thicker gauge wires won't fit through. So anyway, now I am going to grab this. So we're just gonna go around like that and wrap up, go to the front and go to the, come back to the back where we are right now. Okay, so that's one. So you got that one, and then I'm gonna go once more. Through, and we'll just check the front so you don't even see it on the front there. So at the back there, so there. So now we're gonna go to the next one. times. Okay, so now to the next one, and this one they're just separating, and then we're gonna go over. So see how they've got a gap? We're gonna bring the two together. So pull it tight, and another once more. Okay, so if you see, you got 1, 2, 3 so far. So I'm just gonna go continue it all the way along until I get to the end, and I'll get back to you. So now I finished threading my 28 gauge wire right to the end now here. So now what I'm gonna do is secure that end there, and I'm just gonna wrap up a couple of times in here. So I just made a couple of loops there. So now what I'm gonna do is adjust this side here, because I need to thread my 28 gauge wire, so it's still pretty long, because I want it to secure all the way along on this side of the bracelet. So what I'm going to do with this ones now is straighten the loops on the side. If you can see, those ones are angled that way, and I just want to straighten them up that way. Okay, now I'm going to thread this through. Making sure it doesn't kink up. And I'm just going to do a loop on the side here. So I got one. See that? There you go. So now I'm gonna continue and hook this up to the next one. So from under going to the top, and the same thing, I'm just gonna do another loop, feed it through. So you're gonna see that on the side, and then do one loop, and now continuing it on the side. So now I'm gonna go, just keep doing this until I get to this end, and then I'll show you again what to do the next step. And so now I finish threading through the sides all the way to our disc, and I'm gonna leave that and work on this side. So on this side now I'm gonna do the same as what I've done here in the center, and as you can see, it's still not done, so I'm just gonna wrap that up all the way down until I get to the end. So now I'm right on the end of the other side of my bracelet. So that one we fed through and left it there, and so this one I continued all the way down, and now our little tail needs to be finished off. So before I continue with our 28 gauge that's flopping around on the side here, I'm gonna make a hook for this one, but before that, this is going to be, okay, 7.5 inches. So by the time I got the little hook, so about 8 inches. So that's how much overlap I've got. So that's still pretty good, but it's gonna end up like a bangle. So if I want to make that a little bit tighter, what I could do is take off a couple here now, and I think that's what I'm gonna do, because I don't want it too long. So I'm just gonna do this, take one off and two. So we've got 56 pieces of beads now, so I'll just see now how it fits on me. Okay, so really it's a little bit tight, so I really need to take 1, 2, 3 sets. So it doesn't matter if it's shorter on one side, but I've lost track on the other side, see, so I can't take off on one side anymore, so I'll just have to take off on this side, which is no big drama, because once that's on the back, you're not going to see that anyway. Okay, I'll just measure this, see if I can get away. Yep, okay, beautiful. So that is now 7.5, sorry. Okay, go on there. Yep, another 2. I got carried away with wrapping that I forgot to measure it. So, but it's okay. So, it would have been better if I would have measured it first up and taken off equal amount of beads on both sides, but still no drama. So now I've got 49 pieces of these beads now. So now I'll just do a test again. Excellent. See, that's better. Nice and tight. Okay, so now this one, I'm going to straighten this out and we are going to make a hook. Now, before I make a hook, I'd like to loop up on this side here. It just secures the hook better. So I'll do one and I'll put that one on this side here. And I'm going over to this side and under. So now my hook is on that side and straighten a bit more, and that's good enough. So we'll measure again. So always measure. So I need about 1 inch. So I have to fold halfway. About 1/2 inch. I'm gonna mark it there. I'll just see that one. Okay, so I need to fold it towards this side to even it out. I'm just gonna squash this like that, and we'll flatten it. There you go. They are level. Okay, beautiful. So now I got that one there, and again I'm gonna secure this and I'm gonna wrap it up on the next one. So anywhere really, doesn't matter as long as it's secure. That's the important thing, and we're not gonna see that. I'm gonna bring it up to the front like so and wrap it up. Then we'll just cut that and tuck that in. Okay, and so now the hook, I'm just gonna bend it. Check, maybe angle it a little bit, and it doesn't catch on. Excellent. So now just nicely hook up. So just undo that and we'll do a test again. How easy is it to put on and off? Okay, beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to take that off and I'll continue with this side. So that side will straighten it, and then so now I might as well straighten the whole lot now. Okay, so you see that? Just straightening it. And so now I'm going to continue feeding this through. So first I'm going to go underneath and hook it up somewhere where it can't be seen. So I'm just going to put it on the loop there. I'm going around. Wrap it up first, of course, a couple of times. So now I'm going to go across in the center and hook this up also on the loop and go across to this side and do the same. I'm just going to loop it up. So insert it first, make sure it doesn't kink, so just help it along. And a little wire here, because it's flopping everywhere, I'm gonna loop it up like that and just put a bullnose clip. There you go, so I can work on this one better. So there's still plenty of wire to go all the way down. So now I've come to the end of where the hook is on that part of my bracelet. So now I'm just gonna finish this off and secure it. We'll tuck it in, and again I'll wrap it up anywhere I can find a gap, just so we know that's not gonna go all over the place. So now I've secured it just underneath there, and so now I'll cut it and tuck it in. And so now I'm gonna release the bullnose clip and work on this one, and then this one I'm gonna hook it up all the way down, going to the other side like I did the other one, of course securing it there again. So I'll straighten the wire first because it's got all these kinks on it, and then I'll get back to you once I get to there and finish it. And so now I've finished threading my 28 gauge wire through, and my bracelet's finished, and all I'm gonna do now is just make a little bit of adjustment with the shape. So now my golden 2-loop bracelet is now finished.